Okay, so it's the first time back to the track after the wheelie slash lots of damage. So that was like over a month ago. Maybe I'll put a video in here so you guys can see what happened. So yeah, we're headed down to Bradenton for their little Thursday test and tune. They have like a private test session going on right now, like in the morning time. But they're still doing their like evening test session. So we're gonna head down there, try it out. So yeah, I did fix quite a bit of damage. And most recently, a couple weeks ago, I just been having the car sit in my garage. I don't have it at the shop, so I go out to go to work and there's like 3 quarts of transmission fluid on the ground. And so yeah, I had to order a new pan gasket because apparently after it came down from the wheelie, it did hit the transmission pan. And I guess it pinched the pan gasket and that caused it to leak. So it must have been leaking for a while, but anyway, and then today, when I go to strap the car down, I normally run a strap through the K-member in between the oil pan and the K-member. Well, doing that, the strap wouldn't fit. So looking closer, the oil pan's bent too. So the oil pan somehow contacted the K-member and put a nice dent across the oil pan. Now, it's in the front of the oil pan, so it's not like anywhere near the sump. So I'm not really worried about, like an oil starvation issue or anything like that. It's just, that's something I'm gonna have to eventually take apart and bend it back. And then the other concern would be that somehow the engine is closer to the K-member now too, because the strap won't even fit through where I normally strap it down. So, but I can't see where, the motor plate mounts are bent or anything. I can't see where that would be bent. So it could be the K-member moved up, but there's just no telling, because I have a tube front end. And so it's possible the whole tube front end moved a little bit. And obviously I've showed you in previous videos where the, fenders are a little bit tweaked too. So yeah, wheelies aren't cool. I mean, it's doing a little bit of a wheelie and controlling it is fine, but going that high and then coming back down hard, it just damages a lot of stuff. So, but anyway, I got the car turned down a little bit, just because I want to go out there and make sure the car drives straight. That's going to be a big thing I want to see first, to make sure nothing is bent to the point where the car drives crooked. Okay, so we don't want to go out there throwing a lot of power at it and then put this thing in the wall because it's not driving straight. So anyway, I'm headed down there. We'll be down there in about, an hour or so, and we'll pick it back up there. All right, guys, so we're at the track, and so what I did was I kind of lowered the launch RPM, so we're not pulling a big huge wheelie for right now. And then I lowered the duty cycle on, trying to get my phone away from here, on the boost. We lowered the duty cycle down to 65, which when I did the big wheelie, it was around 95% duty cycle. So this is quite a bit less, and we'll see what happens. I have it coming in a little later too, so when I launch the car, it's not going to be it's not going to go all straight to boost. It's going to take it until it gets to 6,000 RPMs before it gives me the full 65% duty cycle on the wastegate. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't have anybody here to film for me, so I'm just going to put the GoPro in the car and maybe one on top too. So, but yeah, they're about ready to go, and we'll see what happens. Okay guys, here's the log from that pass right there. You can see we're up here on the two-step right here. It made around 203 kPa. So whatever that is in boost, I'm not 100% sure. Probably 14, 15 pounds of boost. And then, so it's bumping around 4,800 RPMs. And then it launches and, let's see, makes around 275 kPa total. And then it goes to 285 there, so not total, but 285, 281, 280. And then for some reason I forgot to shift and I'm banging off the rev limiter there. But I was really just trying to make an 8th mile hit, and it went really nice. So unfortunately I didn't get the time slip because I went the wrong way on the at the end of the track. The time slips are on the other end, so I may walk over there and get it while the car cools down, and then see what that was. I'm sure it was probably like a high 5 or something like that. Something not too fast, maybe a low 6 in the 8th. I shut it down probably around 1,000 feet, 800 feet, whatever. But you know, it's a good start. It went dead straight, launched perfect. I felt the wheels lift just a little bit, so I think we're on target with the leaf. Any more, and I know that would have come up even more. So, but it left really nice and smooth. So we'll leave it there, and then what we'll do is we'll just add more boost out the back. See what it does. Maybe next time we'll get a time slip. But anyway, yeah, everything looks really good. My lambdas are perfect. You see them right here. My target is 7.9, and it's right on 7.8, 7.9, 7.8, 7.9, 7.8. And then right here is where I hit the rev limiter. So that kind of throws it off, but 7.9, 7.9. So the tune is pretty much spot on. So, but anyway, let me make a few adjustments. We'll turn the boost up, get it back in the lanes, and see what happens. Let it cool down a little bit first. All right, guys, hopefully y'all can see this. I don't know if you're gonna be able to or not, but there's the time slip. We went 547 with a 120 60 foot. And I shut it off around, I would say 800 feet, maybe close to 1,000 feet. And it coasted to an 890 at 120. So there's the time slip, 120, 547 at 124 miles an hour. So the mile an hour is kind of weak, 124, but the time is really good. I mean, for what we had in it, we didn't have a lot in it. So, and I only raised the boost a little bit. Hopefully y'all can see me with this. I don't know, it's really bright. So, but anyway, let me take a look at the log and I'll kind of go over that with you guys. Alrighty, so here's the log. So we only made around 10 kPa more than the last time. So it went, right here is where we are on the two-step, 203 kPa. So the launch was the same, and I said I was gonna leave the launch the same, but the 60 foot was really good. We can get after it a little bit more down low because it didn't feel like it wanted to do any kind of wheelie issue. So yeah. So we got after it there. Okay, so it went up to 286 kPa there. So I think that's probably the peak. 284, and it drops down a little bit. Oh, 291. So, and our AFRs are staying perfect, 7.9 all the way. It's just running really good. My shift points were almost spot on, 7,400 and 7,367. So I have my shift light set at 7,400. I can probably shift higher than that because honestly, it feels like it's still pulling when I shift. So yeah, this next one I may go ahead and run it out the back. It was really moving. So I think it would probably run. I don't know if you can see me or not. It went like an 890 just coasting. So I'm thinking it's going to run mid-8s, probably 850 if I stay in it at the way it's set right now. So, yeah, I think I'll make one more run. We'll turn it up a little bit more, maybe get after it a little more down low because it doesn't feel like it's threatening on wheeling or spinning. So it's just dead hooking and going. So some of the other changes I made, I never mentioned, was I used to have some weights on the back of the car, and I took those weights off and I put one of them, okay, I had 20 pounds in the back. I took both those two 10-pound weights, so that's 20 pounds. So I took one of them off, or two of them off, I'm getting confused here, and I put one 10-pound weight on the front, okay? And then we also tightened up the chains a little bit so it doesn't extend as much. But yeah, and the air is a little bit better tonight than the last time we ran also. So I'm sure that has something to do with it. But yeah, I'm really happy the way everything's going right now. Everything looks really good. We'll get back in the lanes and try it again. Okay, so here's the time slip. We went a 1:18 60 foot. Hopefully y'all can see that. And then we kind of messed up the rest of the run. It was carrying the wheels pretty far, and I felt like I was drifting towards the wall. So I don't think I lifted, but I had to make a pretty decent correction. And then when I did my 2-3 shift, for some reason I waited too long and it was banging off the limiter, and then it wouldn't shift. And once it finally shifted, the 8th mile was horrible. It went 557 in the 8th, and then I stayed in it just to stay in it, and went 876 at 151. So that could have been a lot better. But let's look at the log and check it out. All right, here's the log. Yeah, so you can see it was making a little more boost on the trans brake. Not much, just a little bit more. And then when we launch, it makes 281 right off the hit. And then that's what happened right there. You can see right here. So when it came down, hopefully y'all can see me. When it came down from its little wheelie, it kind of threw me off. And the 1-2 shift, I kind of missed it. So I was banging off the limiter for a good, I don't know, 3 or 4 tenths. You can see it in the log right here. That little spot right there. Pretty much just banging it off the limiter, and it wouldn't shift. So when I clicked it, when it's on the limiter like that, For some reason, when I click the shift, it doesn't want to shift. But when it finally does, you know, then it gets back in it. But anyway, and the boost dropped a little bit right there, down to 266 because of that limiter debacle. And then it made 284 kPa up to 291. So you know what? It didn't make any more boost. But the weather got a little bit cooler, so that's probably why we went better on the 60. But we went 875 with it. So, I mean, anyway, feeling pretty good about the way it went. And yeah, got to get those shifts better. I think that would have been a 5, probably like a 538 or a 535 in the 8th. So anyway, guys, I'm going to load it up, and that's going to do it for this video. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it. Hopefully I got some decent video. There's another guy, maybe I'll put a link in the description of this guy who's like live streams at Bradenton, and he came up to me and talked to me for a little bit. So I'll link his YouTube channel in the description, and you can see my car running from the outside. Maybe I'll take a couple from him, little screenshots or whatever. We'll see. But anyway, that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Check you all later.